Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Wednesday, the 10th of March, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, Hard Times drop Molineux 16-0. And in our feature for this evening, we bring you part 2 of the Women in Sports Awards ceremony. We'll take this break, and I'll be right back. Well, I'm back and we start with cricket. The West Indies Cricket Board's best versus best match is currently ongoing at the Coolidge Cricket Grounds. For all intents and purposes, the Windies selectors have placed all of the potential Test cricketers on show to have a close look at them prior to the start of the Test series versus Sri Lanka. Some players have so far taken the opportunity to place themselves squarely on the radar of the selectors. Others may be hoping for a second innings to make a case. Summarized scores so far: Ruston Chase 11, 326 all out, John Campbell 129, Ruston Chase 75, Jermaine Blackwood 34, Preston McSween 4 for 74, Jaden Seals 3 for 42. Craig Brathwaite's 11, 242 for 5, Craig Brathwaite 95, Kevin Hodge 59 not out, Paul Palmer 31 not out, Jamel Warrican 3 for 52. Unfortunately, Kyron Powell made a duck. We're hoping he gets a second chance. Now to football, and from the SKNFA press release, Hard Times trounced Molineux that's Saturday 6 March, 16 goals to nil. Scoring for Hard Times, Chesney Lewis 2 goals in the 19th and 41st minutes, Shavon Archibald a hat-trick, 22nd, 35th and 57th minutes, Sean Hanley a hat-trick in the 30th, 37th and 42nd minutes, Kevin Sutton struck twice in the 47th and 67th minutes, Curtis Morton 51st minute, Carlton Pinney Molineux own goal 53rd minute, Ramon Mills struck twice in the 55th and 64th minutes, and Alan Ward in the 62nd minute with Jarian Hamilton in the 70th minute. That's a lot of goals. Meanwhile, in Premier Division action, a stunning second half performance by Fast Cash Saddlers United brushed aside the newly promoted Hot Springs Bath United 4-0 last Friday. Scoring for Saddlers, Kyrie Jarvis in the 56th minute, Evans Roy Barnes in the 59th, and Nikwan Phipps got 2 goals in the 68th and 83rd minutes. The win keeps Saddlers at the top of the table with 10 points. Well, Andrew Huey takes us through the on-field action.
A stunning second-half performance by Fast Cash Saddlers brushed aside the newly promoted Hot Springs Bath United 4-0 on Friday in SKNFA Premier League action at the Warner Park. After going 0-0 at half-time, Saddlers shifted into high gear and scored 4 unanswered goals, stunning a bewildered Bath defence. Kyrie Jarvis got the goal scoring off in the 56th minute. 3 minutes later, Evans Red Barnes doubled the lead, and Nikon Phipps added 2 goals, one from the penalty spot and the second in the 83rd minute. The win keeps Saddlers at the top of the table, yet to lose a match and delivering the best start ever for the club in their Premier League history. Meanwhile, the second match of the day between Saul Allen Auto Supply's Connery FC and SL Horses St. Paul's United was cancelled as Connery forfeited the points due to some internal challenges.
Thank you so much, Andre. We'll take this break and I'll be back with our feature for this evening. Well, I'm back, and tonight we feature part 2 of the Women in Sports Awards ceremony held at the Jessops Community Center.
Before we hear from Mrs. Nicola Paris, who is going to come and sing for us, you've been a little quiet, we've been talking to you, and so I want us to just make some affirmations here this evening. And so you're going to repeat after me. I am called to lead. I am called to inspire. I am called to mentor. I'm called to train. I'm called to teach. I'm called to pass down the things I've learned. Awesome. We'll now hear from Mrs. Paris, who will come and sing for us.
I see them coming after my soul, wanting to take control. Wanna give me locks, wanna give me bling, wanna give me all the material things. I am talking about what this world has to offer. Girl, what you doing, can't you see what they have done to Bedward and Marcus, Jesus and all of the prophets? But I am not afraid. No, I am not afraid. No, I am not afraid. No, if them a come, let them come, 'cause I'm protected by the Most High One. But they don't mind when you fall behind and can't pay your bills on time, prostituting and standing in them government lines. No, they don't mind when you waste your time coming up with some stupid lines, influencing the youth, them fist not a line and take a life. But they don't mind when you're locked up in jail, can't get no bill, sentence for life. You can't see your youth, them strive, but they don't mind. But I am not afraid. No, I am not afraid. No, I am not afraid. No, if them a come, let them come, 'cause I'm protected by the Most High One. Yeah, don't be foolish. No, thinking they don't know your name. We see them coming after your souls. Say they're wanting to take control. Wanna give you locks, wanna give you bling, wanna give you all the material things. I am talking about what this world has to offer. Girl, what you doing, don't you see? They have done to Bedward and Marcus, Jesus and all of the prophets. But you don't be afraid. Oh, you don't be afraid. Yes, you don't be afraid. No. So when them come, let them come. But you're protected by the Most High One. That they don't mind when you fall behind and can't pay your bills on time. You're prostituting and standing in them government lines. No, they don't mind when you waste your time coming up with some stupid lines, influencing the youth to snort a line and take a lie. Where they don't mind when you're locked up in jail, can't get no bail, sentence for life. You can't see your youth them strive. You see they don't mind. Just say I am not afraid. Woman say I am not afraid. Oh, say I am not afraid. No. So when them come, let them come, 'cause I'm protected by the Most High One. Say I am not afraid. As a woman, I am not afraid. So tell them that you are not afraid. Any step and any challenge, let them come, 'cause you're protected by the Most High One.
Can you break glass ceilings if you're afraid? Wait, women, y'all talk to me now. Can you break glass ceilings if you're afraid? No, you cannot break glass ceilings if you're afraid. And so we have to conquer the fear that we have inside. And most times, the giant that we face is the giant in here. It's not the giant out there. Ain't nobody putting the glass ceilings on you. We tend to put glass ceilings on ourselves. And so fear would definitely put a ceiling on us. We want to thank Mrs. Paris for that wonderful rendition. Thank you very much. Give her another round of applause, please. Thanks. So now we are at the moment where we are going to be appreciating and celebrating the women who would have worked hard, and I'm so thankful that the Ministry of Sports would have decided to give these women their flowers while they're living. This is really awesome, because oftentimes you hear things about you where you don't hear. They talk about you and you don't hear them, but you're getting to hear the good things tonight. And so I'm going to invite Honorable Eric Evelyn and Miss DeMichelle Leiber to come forward, and they are going to handle this next section where we're awarding the women this evening.
Terry Andrews, Special Olympics St. Kitts and Nevis. Theresa Andrews, affectionately known as Terry, became involved in Special Olympics St. Kitts and Nevis in 2014 when she assisted with the site planning and construction of Bocce Court at the CBIS school in Brown Hill. Bocce is one of 26 approved Special Olympic sport. She was then asked to fill in for the Bocce coach at the 2015 World Games in Los Angeles. And it was during this trip that she fell in love with the athletes and recognized the tremendous effect sports training have on the lives of people with intellectual disabilities. In her words, sports affords them the opportunity to excel and challenge the limits placed upon them. These athletes exemplify true courage and the pure joy of sports. In 2016, Miss Andrews developed the Special Olympics Endurance Training Program with the purpose of initiating ongoing sports training and development in the disciplines of cycling, open water swimming, and triathlon. In 2019, 6 athletes from the program competed in the World Games in Abu Dhabi, where the Federation returned with 3 gold and 3 silver medals. But more importantly, the knowledge that regardless of one's intellectual challenges, an athlete who is properly nurtured and coached can rise to any level in sport. In 2020, Terry was selected by the Special Olympics International to be a part of the Caribbean Initiative Committee tasked with sports development in our region. Her hope is to continue to grow the Special Olympics Endurance Program here in SKN, which would allow athletes to not only compete in Special Olympics, but mainstream events.
And And the plaque reads, Nevis Island Administration, Ministry of Sports, Women in Sports Award presented to Teresa Andrews for your sterling contribution in the development of Special Olympics, March 8, 2021.
Mrs. Governey Manners Hendrickson, Community Sports Development. Governey Manners Hendrickson has always had a passion for sports from her primary school to high school days, but it was as an adult that she truly recognized the positive influence sports can have on a community. 15 years ago, Mrs. Manners Hendrickson started a netball team called Majestics, with the purpose of providing an opportunity for young women to get involved in the sport of netball. During the early years, the team would have lost a number of participants for various reasons, which caused them to be inactive for a few years. Governey returned to the drawing board and took the approach of establishing a proper club structure with a vision, mission, goals, and objectives, because she saw the need for sport to play a role in community development during a time when there were many antisocial elements impacting our youths. As such, the Dynamics Sports Club was established 9 years ago. The club started out with just a netball team, but quickly expanded to include a basketball team. The club now has a number of teams, including 2 netball teams, DSC Elite Ballers and DSC Uprising Stars, 2 basketball teams, DSC Ballers and Dynasty Ballers, handball team, DSC Fireballs. The clubs are also on the verge of initiating and developing their female football and female basketball programs. Mrs. Manners Hendrickson continues to be an advocate of using sports to advance the development of our young men and women and encourage others to do the same.
The plaque reads, Nevis Island Administration, Ministry of Sports, Women in Sports Award, presented to Governey Manners Hendrickson for your sterling contribution in the development of community sports, March 8, 2021.
Maritza Williams, Olympics, track and field. Maritza Williams is a top track and field athlete who has achieved many athletic accomplishments during her career, notably the under-20 double silver medalist at the 2008 Carifta Games held in St. Kitts and Nevis. Miss Williams also ran a time of 11.41 seconds, becoming the first female athlete from St. Kitts and Nevis to win a medal in the 100-meter dash at the subsequent Carifta Games. She also went on to break the 200-meter junior female national record, running a time of 23.11 seconds. Maritza Williams is Nevis's first female Olympian and the first female athlete from the Federation to win a global medal when she claimed silver in the 200-meter at the World Juniors Championship. She holds 3 national records in the junior 200-meter record, senior and junior 4x1 relay. She attained a full track and field scholarship to attend New Mexico's Junior College, then transferred to San Diego State University, where she earned a bachelor's degree in economics. In addition to her many regional and international achievements in the track and field, it would be remiss not to mention her outstanding performances locally for Charlestown Primary and the Charlestown Secondary School in various inter-school competitions. Maritza to this date remains very invested in track and field as she works as a coach at the Department of Sports St. Kitts and also works with several club athletes. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Maritza Williams.
And the plaque reads, Nevis Island Administration, Ministry of Sports, Women in Sports Award, presented to Maritza Williams for your sterling contribution in the development of track and field, March 8, 2021. And I'm sure everybody realized that Maritza still has that physique. I believe she can still run well.
Mrs. Lydia Thompson Claxton. Lydia Thompson Claxton was born on the 7th of November, 1970, the youngest of 3 children for Melvina and Walter Thompson of the fruitful and unique hamlet we know as Barnes Gut Village. Lydia loved playing sports from a very early age. She could be seen playing street tennis, street cricket, and football with the boys in the village. However, it was whilst in secondary school that she found a new love and passion in netball when she began playing with the CSS netball teams. And it would be this disciplined and demanding team sport of netball which would eventually take her to the treasured Hall of Fame locally, regionally, and internationally, thus realizing her dream. In 1987, Lydia was a founding member for the St. Thomas's United netball team and captained the team in the local league. She later went on to form, captain, and coach the Pacesetters and Untouchables netball teams who participated and won the several local leagues and represented Nevis in the OECS Club Championships. Lydia first played for the Nevis netball team in 1990 in the Caribbean netball tournament held in Jamaica that year. In 1991, she captained the Nevis under-23 netball team in the inaugural OECS ECCB under-23 netball tournament.
And the plaque reads, Nevis Island Administration, Ministry of Sports, Women in Sports Award, presented to Lydia Thompson Claxton for your sterling contribution in the development of netball, March 8, 2021.
Shakima Perry France, also known as Wanda, came on the scene of basketball in the year 2006 when games were being played on a community-based level. 2008 to 2011, Mrs. France was named secretary in the Nevis Amateur Basketball Committee alongside Mr. Glenn Herbert as president. In the year 2008, the Church Ground Basketball Team Club started the Malcolm Gishard League, also by Mrs. France, who is still president up until this day. While being president of the Church Ground Basketball Club, she became president of the Nevis Amateur Basketball Association in 2012. In 2013, the Leeward Island Basketball Association was revamped, and as president of the Nevis team, Mrs. France became the treasurer of the association. In 2018, Mrs. France started another club named the Church Ground Basketball Club. She served as president for 7 years in the Nevis Amateur Basketball Association until 2019. In the year 2019 until now, Mrs. France is the treasurer in the Nevis Amateur Basketball Association. In all the years she has been in basketball, she had many opportunities to travel abroad with the Nevis and personal teams and to attend meetings for the betterment of Nevis basketball. Mrs. France loves to say basketball is a wonderful sport, and if you need to choose a sport to play, choose basketball. I present to you Shakima Perry France.
And our final plaque reads, Nevis Island Administration, Ministry of Sports, Women in Sports Award presented to Shakima Perry France for your sterling contribution in the development of basketball, March 8, 2021. And you see her height. That's why she loves basketball so much.
Good evening, everyone. Let me join with the speakers before me and wish a happy International Women's Day to all the women present this evening. I also extend heartiest congratulations to the 5 deserving awardees. Congratulations. The Ministry of Sports, through its Department of Sports, headed by Director Jamia Claxton, is committed to the development and advancement of sports in Nevis. And when we speak of sports, we do not merely concentrate on the physical aspect, but we look at sports holistically, including the mental, emotional, and intellectual development of our athletes or sports personalities. We also give recognition to persons who would have contributed significantly in and to sports, not only in Nevis, but regionally, hence this awards ceremony this evening. This event would not have been possible had it not been for the dedicated efforts of a number of persons who deserves a big vote of thanks. We must, however, say thanks to God firstly, for bestowing his continued vision, wisdom, and guidance on the leadership of the ministry and the Department of Sports. A special thank you to our 5 awardees, Mrs. Lydia Claxton, Mrs. Governor Manners Hendrickson, Ms. Teresa Andrews, Mrs. Shakima Perry France, and Ms. Maritza Williams. We thank you for accepting our invitation and pray God's continued blessings on your lives. We'd also like to thank Honorable Eric Evelyn, Minister of Sports, for embracing and consenting to this event. We know that the island is challenged financially and resources are scarce, but I believe that even though the event is not as grand as we would have liked it to be, just to know that one is recognized and appreciated publicly, however small the ceremony, is something worthwhile. And so, Minister, we are happy that you did not say no money there. Thank you. Mrs. Teresa Daniel, thank you for so ably chairing our program this evening. To Ms. Nicola Paris, Ms. Chevonne Maynard, thank you for your rendition in song and the national anthem respectively. Thank you to Ms. Kerisha Powell and Ms. Sienna Leader, our featured speakers. You captured the very essence of this awards ceremony. Thank you to the Department of Information and Mr. Curtis Morton for your coverage of tonight's event. To our caterer, Mrs. Curlin Liebert, our PA system personnel, Mr. Curlis Liebert, we say thank you. Thank you to all of our invited guests for your attendance and making this event a memorable one. last but not least, a big thank you to the management team of the Department of Sports under the guidance of the Assistant Secretary, Ms. D. Michelle Leiber, Ms. Charlene Martin, Ms. Yolinda Warner, Mr. Javon Richards. Your efforts and hard work have borne good fruit, which is evident in this evening's ceremony. Keep up the good work. Thank you all for coming, and may God continue to bless us all. Thank you.
Well, that's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.